Good morning, guys. Brandon here. It is a beautiful Saturday morning. As you can see, the sun is blinding me. I can't see, but boy, we've got a busy day today. Chris is on his way to come lend a hand, but first things first, we need to get some coolant in the Civic. Did the thermostat on it a couple days ago. It ran late, so we need to get some coolant in that. Got the tractor here with the grader box. There's some fixing on the driveway we're gonna get done this morning. Some ruts we've created in the side yard, and honestly, we've got a couple acreage, in the backyard. We're gonna see if we can't, make some cool trails, because we're gonna get the square bodies in the backyard right now, but we're gonna get this, square body out and get the gauges, the light bar, and our fire extinguisher mounted in that thing, and we're gonna see if we can have some fun with that thing tonight. So just follow along, guys. Let's get going. This thing buttoned up, wired up, and ready to have some fun tonight. So just first things first, like I already mentioned, we are ditching these gauges. The oil pressure one does work, but it's, as you can see, it's old and falling apart, and volt gauge doesn't work, temp gauge doesn't work. So those are pretty important when you're out in the woods and beating your truck up. So like I showed you guys before, we have got these new IQ gauges from O'Reilly's, and we are going to be mounting these things. All right, guys, Chris is here now, getting the light bar mounted up. First off, we want to sincerely apologize for the lack of videoing we're doing. This is a little bit of craziness. When we're wrapped up, we'll run through it with you guys and show, just so you get an understanding how all the gauges work and what wiring we're doing. That way you guys have a little bit of an idea for if you guys want to do this yourself. But it is tremendously hard to record and set the tripod up and get the video right where we need it. It's already a crazy disaster as it is, but we have decided we're going to run the gauges here. We were going to set them up on the dash like I mentioned earlier, but they're just, our wires are a little short, and we just didn't like the way the wires looked coming down. So mount them on the side there. I think they look pretty good there that way anyway. But yeah, let's get this thing buttoned up and get after it. We are back after a gruesome, 5 hours, 4 hours. We just ran into a lot of just little things, we weren't expecting. Just a lot of different wires hanging, but we are done. As you can see, we're waiting on Holly Ram to get us some zip ties and fuel for the truck, but other than that, this will all be cleaned up, zip tied up. But as you guys can see, we got our gauges mounted cleanly. RPM gauge is working. Come around the front here. Light bar is mounted. Hood pins done, installed. As you can see, that bad boy works. Yeah, that's about it. Took forever. We got everything pretty cleanly done. We got the wires ran through the actual cab for the light bar, so it's not as chintzy as we could have made it. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. We'll fire this thing up so you guys can see what kind of oil pressure strings this thing's working with. Charging at 14 volts, that's plenty. About 40 pounds of oil pressure. We are good to go, guys. We're gonna take this thing out back and get some good daytime footage of putting her in some mud real quick. Rolling around here, just get a good idea. We got our water temp starting to come up. Everything's going smooth. We haven't had much rain, so it's not very wet, but we go out there to the big hole you guys seen in our last video. We'll thrash it around in there a little bit, but like I mentioned earlier, we got the tractor out here, so we're gonna see if we can't cut some trails Yeah, we're gonna go in the back here. See the old girl in the daylight. Like I mentioned before, it's not much mud, so bear with what we can do here. Yeah, with them 38s, it doesn't take much of this thing. We can go back through it this way, whatever you want to do. We got a nice little hole here. Yeah, this thing is just so easy. A monster truck. That's gonna do it for today's video. I don't know. We don't have a lot of mud, so we can't have too much fun, but
hopefully it rains here soon.
We're hoping it rains. If it rains,
we might be able to throw in another little video.
We will get the GoPro back out, get some footage for you guys. But for the most part, Chris, what do you all in all think? We're not gonna tell the guys what we paid for the truck unless somebody really needs to know, but for what we've got in it, what we paid for it, does it seem like it was worth a good buy?
I would say so. Maybe.
It's a fun toy, man.
It's a project.
It is a project.
It's a project, but it's a running, driving project.
And it's a lot of fun. We haven't honestly decided what we're gonna do with the truck. I think honestly for now, mud truck. However,
until we get tired of mud.
Yeah, till we get tired of some freaking mud, we might. The frame is so clean. That's the reason that we honestly just went with the truck. It's such a good deal. The frame is so clean. Transmission, motor, it shifts and runs so good. Who knows? I mean, we might end up buying a new body for the truck. I mean, we've father-in-law here has got a couple square bodies. We might end up putting a new body on it and make it a nicer mud truck. We might pull the guts out of it and sell it as a roller and put it in a race car. We just don't know.
It'd be cool.
We'll see.
We'll figure it out though.
But that's gonna do it for the video today, guys. So Chris, close us out, brother.
Like, follow, subscribe, share. We'll see you guys again
later.